Hey guys, this is Riely with the Crow's Nest podcast, and today we're here to talk about our opinions on the famous anime movie Belle. I'm sure you've all heard of the famous anime movie Belle. We're here to talk about our picks for the top 10 sexiest moments in Belle.
What? Fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, so hey guys, yeah, I'm here today. I didn't just give Riely my channel.
Yeah, you know.
I just
You
let
may
him
have
do
been
the intro because I
confused by the
wanted.
fact that Crow Royalty did not even appear for a second in the last upload. It was just me, and now it's me
Yeah,
here again.
yeah, it's
Crow
Riely here
Royalty is
again
here.
because we're covering one of my favorite movies to come out recently. This movie came out last year or the year before, depending on how you watched it. Pirating is okay, guys. Definitely do that.
It's always morally okay to pirate media.
Always morally okay because I got impatient waiting for this movie to get a dub, and it wasn't going to be at my movie theater anyway. So I watched the subbed version on a very
I'm like,
random
watch
website.
anime7.xyz or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember what the website is. I lost that link. That's what I went to go send you yesterday, and I could not find the damn link.
I found it on 9anime.
Ah, you watched the dub though.
I did watch the dub.
The dub. Okay, as much as I love the music from the dub, like the English songs, the sub so much better. Which I know is not a hot take because this movie's in Japanese, but it does say something about how whenever I was watching little bits of the dub, I still really like the dub.
You see, the thing is, I actually feel literally opposite to you about that. Like,
Wait, hold on. You like the dub more?
no. Well, I didn't watch the sub, but although this dub was rough around the edges, by the end, I kind of was like engrossed enough that it wasn't really that big of a deal. I think the
Oh yeah,
music
it's
sucked.
fuck you.
I
The
think the
music's
music was
amazing.
all fucking just like generic garbage. Like I was not charmed or appreciative of the music in any manner, and I think part of that is the dub, because I think they just were really weird about how they mastered the vocals because they were just extremely distractingly breathy.
Eh, yeah, I can see that in some of the later songs, but like the first song slaps. Fuck you.
The first song, I noticed it from moment one. I'm like, I can barely make out what she's saying because half of it is like it's so breathy.
The fact I know the entire lyrics to the English dub of the first song is very disturbing.
Like in terms of the actual English dub acting, like it's rough around the edges, but I think a lot of that is less production than the
Oh yeah,
cast,
yeah.
or more production than the cast rather. Like I think the way it's framed is not very good. Like the lip sync isn't very well done. I think the mastering isn't very well done. Like I think it's literally just like the dub was poorly produced. But that's not really on the voice actor. Like there were a couple voice actors who were kind of nothing. Like the kid who played what the fuck is the boy from her childhood, the love interest, Shinobu.
Yeah, Shinobu.
Shinobu. His voice actor was not there.
Yeah.
That guy was stoned out of his mind. He
Okay,
was.
so real quick, since you and I have different perspectives, just to give credit where it's due, the Japanese voice actor for Shinobu. Goddamn.
Should it? You probably should like give the like what is this movie about? Quick summary.
Yeah, I probably should. Okay, so Belle, as most of you can probably try and figure out from the way that Belle is spelled, is a like Japanese retelling of Beauty and the Beast, sort of.
How could we tell
Uh,
that from the way that Belle was spelled? It's spelled like the normal human name Belle that
no,
millions
the
of women
movie
have.
name, the name of the movie is spelled Belle, as in Belle from
Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast.
sure, but also as in Belle, 2 million real human people. That's a common name. So I don't know why you would
There's
immediately
also
be
the
like, oh,
fact that
because Belle's spelled like a normal human does it. It's Beauty and the Beast.
that was my first insinuation that it was Beauty and the Beast. Okay? And then I also
Okay.
watched the trailer for it. The trailer for it showed me the literal fucking Beast, who I think was incredibly well done for what the story was trying to tell.
Okay,
Since
so
he
Karoti
was,
has already gone on a fucking nerd tangent when just trying to describe the film.
I
So
know.
okay, it's fucking
I love this movie too
it's
much.
Beauty and the
I
Beast
love
meets
it.
Sword Art Online, okay? There's a
Yeah,
social
pretty
media
much.
platform that you go into, virtual reality. It creates an avatar based on your like biometrics or whatever. You go in there. Some little girl, some little Japanese girl in like her freshman year of high school or whatever, becomes a pop star in this social media platform. Slash video game kind of like a Sword Art Online type situation. And in this same place is the Beast, the mysterious Beast, who is a player whose avatar looks like a grotesque beast with bruises on his back. And the people who the moderators, the Jannies, as I would like to call them,
No,
the fucking
it's the Rileys.
hey, what?
It's the
So
Rileys. Well, actually, it's closer to the Jacks.
So the Jannies, who dress like superheroes, fucking are after the Beast. But Belle realizes that there's more to him than meets the eye. Maybe there's a soft, gentle soul behind that beastly exterior. So yeah, it's Sword Art Online meets Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, pretty much. Real quick, can we talk about how the Beast is just the embodiment of an internet troll?
Why would the Beast be the embodiment of the internet troll?
Angry motherfucker terrorizing other people online.
Okay, I guess.
It's an internet troll. Now, granted,
I'm already just cringing heavily at what the angle you're going here.
no, that's the only comment about this. Otherwise, he is a really fucking good character. Like, aside from that little hiccup that I got right at
I
the
don't even.
start,
I don't know if I like. He's actually one of the things I was going to criticize about this movie because I have a complicated relationship with this movie. Like I was kind of internally shitting on it the whole time I was watching it. Like I definitely, it's rough around the edges. But also I would die for Suzu because she's
I
the
think we would
best.
all die for Sue.
Because she is just a perfect, pure soul. And I just fell in love with her and her friends in the whole movie.
Yes.
But fell in love metaphorically because I do not think she is a particularly old girl. But fell in love character wise. Uh,
I watched this while I was still a high schooler.
that's fair. Well,
I,
I
I'm
guess
I'm fine.
again, like it's hard to tell. Like vague anime age is vague anime age. I was attracted to Belle. I
Oh, I
wouldn't say
think
I was attracted to
everyone fucking
Suzu.
was.
Um,
Um,
I, I don't know if they were like supposed to be freshmen. I feel like they do look younger, but like at the same time, if you told me like, oh, they were supposed to be seniors, I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess that makes
I
sense
thought they
too.
were
But
juniors when I watched it the first time.
I got freshmen just because they seemed
Like,
like,
yeah,
especially
I can see
Suzu, just
that.
seemed very like kid-like.
I can see that as well, but I kind of figured they were just like juniors.
That's fair.
Mostly because of how much fucking tech her best friend was able to get by the end of the fucking
Suzu's
movie.
probably just like she's also just like a smaller girl, and she's the one we follow mainly, so that kind of just skews it. Um,
Yeah,
Especially like
that.
the popular girl, you could tell me she was any age and I would believe you. Um,
Now, fuck, what's her name? Okay, so in the movie, there is a plot point like specifically dedicated to this that gets resolved by the end of the movie, where there is a rival pop star in the world of you that is like a bitch.
it took me for a loop because I saw that person, I was really like, oh, that's the villain, and it
Oh,
wasn't
we
the
all
villain.
yeah. He was just like a side character who got like some of the best lines, I
Just
might
this,
add.
just this chick with like black lipstick and dyed gray hair, like a fucking supervillain. It's just like Belle's stepping up on my scene. She isn't even cool, bro. Like I'm like, okay, there's the
This is the
villain of the
villain.
film. We found her,
It's
but
not.
no.
It's not. And this threw me through a loop for the first or when the first time I watched it because aside from like the dickhead moderators, like yeah, they're antagonistic, but they don't do that much to or aside from like the one thing
I
that
love how the
being
one guy just has like the fucking. First of all, the 87 sponsors. That's a good joke. And
yes it
second of
is.
all, just like the blaster on his wrist that like turns into like a giant fucking falcon before he shoots it. Like
The
how
Falcon Punch.
overly gaudy that is.
It's a ranged Falcon Punch.
True.
That is a bad joke. But yeah, no, his like main dick is just he's trying to reveal the beast so that the beast gets basically kicked off of you. Which yeah, he's supposed to be the villain, but aside from like him turning Belle into her like normal state and that having little to no effect, this dude was useless.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he didn't really do much of note.
yeah, there's like the one thing, and this kind of leads me towards I don't think this movie had a dedicated villain
Well, I think
per
the ultimate
se.
villain was the abused children's dad.
Well, yeah, that that, but even he technically wasn't in the movie that much.
He was the final big bad.
Who didn't even take a or who
Who
couldn't even hit a girl, which is really funny.
Okay, what the fuck was that scene? I was just viscerally confused how they played that scene.
Okay,
Where I know he doesn't want to hit the girl, but the way that he does it, where a reasonable way that situation goes is you have your fist out, you're angry because this little girl is trying to fuck with your family, but you know you can't hit a little girl, but you really want to fucking punch that little girl in the face. So you're looking at her, you have the fist out, you're really considering it, but you don't go through with it. The realistic expectation of how that body language would go is you'd like have your fist up and you would just like slowly lower it and you would like walk away grumbling. This guy collapses to the ground and starts crawling away backward like he's terrified of this little girl.
okay. So the Japanese dub actually explained, or the Japanese sub actually explained this a little bit
Okay.
better, I think, because the way that I took it was he's not terrified of Suzu specifically. He's terrified of what he has become after the death of their mother. Okay.
Oh, like it kind of snapped the fact that he just like punched a little girl bloody and is considering doing it again.
Yeah,
It just
that snapped him, especially since she was trying to protect his kids. It reminded him of his wife, who's not there.
okay. That's fair.
And that's why he's not terrified of her per se. He's terrified of what he was becoming because he saw what he was doing should not be a thing that he is doing and proceeded to like he genuinely cares for his kids, especially in the sub.
Oh, are we playing the defend? Let's defend the
No,
abusive
no, no,
dad
no, no,
game.
no. I'm saying from that scene alone. Okay?
There,
Because that scene alone kind of proves this point real quick, okay? He
sure.
does care for his kids. He just after losing his wife, he was not in a state mentally to be a proper parent. They should have gone to someone else at that time, but he also feared losing his kids indefinitely, and that's why he fought to keep them and hide what was happening. Because he couldn't control himself after that. And then it finally snapped in that scene that he was the problem, not his kids, and
Yeah.
he learned from that shit. Do not think he's gonna fuck with that shit again.
I don't think he's gonna
Um,
keep his kids.
I don't.
Unfortunately, I think
I,
is the and
may,
not
meh,
unfortunately, but I don't think he's gonna
well,
keep his kids.
he's rich enough. He's already done it once.
But now that it's like out there,
Yeah,
like it was a whole public spectacle.
yeah.
So yeah, I
He
don't
might,
think
he
he's
might
keeping his
not,
kids.
but they're not going to Suzu like I really wanted them to.
What's Suzu? I'm your mom now.
Yeah, pretty much, because she was the only fucking person who stuck up for them. Like, they just go with her and stay with her and her dad.
It's weird. So they're both younger than her, yes.
Yes, that is true.
I don't think
They're
I
like
quite.
middle
I don't
schoolers.
think I quite grasped that until like the very end.
Yeah, in that scene.
Because I thought that it was gonna be like I thought literally that scene where like they're hugged against each other. I thought they were going to kiss the whole time.
No.
And then like that didn't happen, and I thought about it. I'm like, wait, is he like younger than her by a lot?
Yeah, he's
Is
in
he like
like
a kid?
grade.
But he's
At
drawn like all the other high schoolers are, basically. Like he's the same height. He looks
super.
very similar to Shinobu, like in build and in like everything.
This is another thing that was also explained in the Japanese sub a
Whoa,
little
what
bit.
do you
I
mean?
think.
Tell me.
It was kind of explicitly said that he was in like middle school or something. I don't remember off the top of my head where it was said, but it was said somewhere. I'm pretty sure during like that news flash and shit.
Yeah, maybe it was said and I just didn't hear it, but like it definitely like until it didn't happen. Like their faces were pushed right against each other. It seemed like their lips were getting closer a couple times. Like
Also, so since I knew that this was going to be Beauty and the Beast, I was kind of looking for um fuck, what's his name?
for the love story to be with the Beast.
No, I did not question that because even in the marketing for what I saw, that wasn't necessarily pushed.
Okay.
I was looking for the candle guy. I forgot his name
Now when you say the candle guy.
from the original Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I don't know his name, but yeah, the candle from Beauty and the Beast.
I was looking for him, and then we get to what is the castle in like the middle section of the movie for the first time, and I'm just like, that's supposed to be the candle guy. I'm not mad if that was supposed to be the intention, but he didn't look like he was like those little tiny blobs did not look like fucking candles, and it kind of threw me through a loop because I was really looking forward to this man. I like what they did though; it was really fucking cool.
Yeah. I really like just like the awkward kid content. Like I think that's really what sold me on this film. Like I just became super enthralled in like Suzu and her character arc and what she was up to. Um, I also I went basically the whole movie. Literally, there's nothing in the movie to even dispute it because like there is because she talks about liking Shinobu, but they don't even like kiss at the end or anything. So there's nothing. There's nothing that concretely places Suzu and Shinobu together. So you know what? I'm still gonna believe this. This is still gonna be my headcanon. The whole time I thought Suzu was gay. It really seemed like she had a crush on that popular girl.
That was just jealousy. But here's where I can also prove you kind of wrong.
Okay.
The train scene.
Well, yeah, because she sets him up with a boy, but like I feel like that was kind of just like a spur of the moment response. Um, I just, I don't know. There's something about that did not seem like envy. Like the part immediately, like I literally texted you like jokingly. I was like, "Oh, is this an LGBTQ agenda movie?" And what led me to text you that was the way that like that her and her friend are like looking down at her and her like shitty smarmy friend who I love, by the way, she's the
Oh,
best.
we all love that
Her
girl
shitty
whose name I
smarmy
don't
friend is
remember.
like talking shit and like Suzu is watching the popular girl intently. Then she like very like awkwardly and like half-assedly tells her to stop all the commentary in a way that made her sound like almost flustered that she was saying that. And I was like, oh, so she's gay for the popular girl.
Yeah, that doesn't come across in the sub. I can see it in the dub, sort of, but not really though.
I felt it the whole time. Literally every time they interacted, I felt it.
Nah.
There's unintentional gay energy all over this movie.
Which, as the gay person,
Can
I
you do
didn't
some?
care.
Can you do some research? I want to know if I'm alone on this. Look up like Belle gay and see if anybody else has said this. Belle movie gay.
Hold on. All that's showing up is Belle Delphine shit.
Okay. Belle anime movie gay.
Uh, nope, nothing.
Damn it.
You're alone on this, Riely. Unless somebody just hasn't posted it. But so yeah, I kind of want to get into how excited I was for this movie when it first came out, and I'm kind of mad that I did not have a podcast at the time to like cover my review on it
Yeah.
right as I fucking first saw it. I also have to give thanks to my best fucking friend for giving me the pirate link to that so I could watch the sub.
Yeah, I did. I
But
did find a Reddit thread where somebody said they thought the beast was going to be Ruka and that it was going to be a gay discovery thing. So I guess I'm not alone. Uh,
yeah, maybe. I didn't see that though.
it just, I felt this kind of energy she had with this girl, where it was like, she, the super popular girl, she's like super awkward around her, but then like the popular girl just like really likes her and wants to hang out with her, and then they hang out, and the energy is kind of like weird. It really felt gay. Like even near the end of the movie, after we already had gotten a glimpse into the Shinobu stuff, even when they were talking about her crush on Shinobu, it still felt like there was a gay thing going on. Um, and then I was like, is Crow trying to disdirect me? Will the end of the movie be these two girls getting together? And it wasn't, but that's for Belle too.
I would love a Belle too. Like I would totally fucking love that.
You would love it if it's what I described,
I'm not sure.
or would that make you upset for our
I'm
boy
not
Shinobu?
sure. Not sure. I need to watch the sub or not the sub, the dub before I can or again before I can like decide on whether or not I like that idea because yeah, no, I wasn't looking for it, so I didn't think about it too much. I just really enjoy this movie. Also, the Japanese soundtrack slaps. Fuck you.
Yeah, I've not heard the Japanese soundtrack. I
I
just watched.
recommend. I recommend it to just about anybody. Uh, I wish I could get the Japanese soundtrack on my fucking Spotify.
I would also like to say the animation in regular world very pretty.
The
Uh,
animation
the
in
animation in
you,
You
very pretty.
hate it.
Fuck you.
You see, I don't think 3D anime works like at all. Like it's really hard for me to like a 3D. It has been done before, but it is not. It is not an easy task. I just don't think 3D anime looks particularly good. And this is one of those cases. I really did not like the animation on the U scenes. Weirdly, and I think the 3D model for Suzu
Hold
worked really
on.
well because they were trying to translate the 2D model that was really good, and they did a decent job.
Hold on.
But
Real quick. I just found an article that is saying that Belle is a spiritual sequel to Summer Wars.
the fuck is Summer Wars?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna look into this real quick. Because like I was looking for evidence of a like possible sequel just to see what it could be about.
Summer Wars is a 2009 Japanese animated science fiction film. Da-da-da-da. Girl Who Left Time is another movie that the guy made. Kenji Koizo is a young student at Kuonji High School with a gift for mathematics and a part-time moderator in the massive computer-simulated virtual reality world Oz, along with his friend Takashi Sakuma. Blah blah blah. I don't care enough to actually read about what this movie is about. Okay, so this is also about virtual reality and probably made by the same guy, and that's why they're saying it is a
Hold on, I'm
spiritual.
gonna see who made Belle real quick. Belle was made by Memoru Hosoda.
And who made that other one that we just discussed?
I was directed by the same person.
Okay.
But like this also Summer Wars also looks to be a slice of life type thing similar to Belle, just about different people.
Gotcha.
I want to cover this movie next.
Listen, we have a lot
You've
of
never heard of it. I've never heard of it. We need to watch it.
You still the next thing we cover on the show has to be Barton Fink. I'm already breaking some sort of pact by
No, I'm talking
reviewing
about
this
the next anime
movie.
movie we do.
That's fair. That's fair.
The next anime movie we do will be Summer Wars. Um, I should start like a playlist on my YouTube that's just all of my favorite movies in a podcast section. Like
What are you talking
that'd
about?
be
What do you mean by
great.
that?
Have the Kubo and the Two Strings review, have Belle add in some other movies that I just really like.
Oh, just like your movies that you really like and reviews of them that you've been on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense. The way you phrased it was weird.
That's how I phrased it. What?
The way you were like, just take a playlist. That the way that you didn't make it expressly clear you were talking about the podcast that you've done.
Oh
She was
no,
like,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna take all my favorite movies and put them in a playlist of a podcast, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like take all the podcasts that I've done, so like the Kubo and the Two Strings review, and like put them in their own playlist on my YouTube channel. That'd be sick.
You can do that. You should do that.
I can do that, and I will do that. I will do that after this video goes up because I need at least 2 videos.
I need to do more Issue Crew movie reviews.
You can't have Summer Wars.
Until I made the. Hey, I'll have whatever I want, bitch.
You
You
can't have
ask
Summer
me,
Wars.
I don't ask you.
You just
This is the
agreed to doing it on
one.
my show 5 seconds ago. Shut up.
No, that is fair. That is understandable.
That's the only reason I'm saying you can't have Summer Wars is because you just agreed to it. This movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of specific things to say.
Like,
But like,
it's hard to think about what to say because I don't have any negatives to this because I really like the 3D animation style of You in general. I like the way the world is set up. I like the designs. I like just about everything because it appeals to me. And it appealed to going into my senior year me who was not ready to deal with that shit, and then like I needed an escape. This movie gave me an escape. I very much like this movie in general. This movie is great, and Suzu's amazing. Her best friend's amazing. I really like Shinobu in the sub. I haven't seen him in the dub that I paid
yeah,
attention to.
Shinobu. You see, Shinobu is not in this movie very much. And when he
No,
is
he's
in the
not.
club,
But
he's definitely the one who's trying the least. And he's
yeah,
like,
and it's just
Suzu, you should sing a
yeah.
song because like he likes it when you sing a song. But you got to do it as you though, because then they'll trust you or whatever.
I mean, it does technically work.
Suzu, I have something I want to tell you.
I'm gay.
Suzu, is there something you wanted to tell me? Are you sure?
Like, okay, so here's something really funny. When I was watching like the initial like trailers and shit for this movie,
Yeah.
I deadass thought that Shinobu was gonna be the Beast because he did appear in the trailers that I saw at least.
You see, that's what I figured, because, like, I was like, okay. Because it's Beauty and the Beast, so the beauty falls in love with the Beast. That's the story. So I'm like, okay. So the Beast is secretly Shinobu, because Shinobu has some, like, demons that he does not let people know that he has, and those are manifested and coped with through being the Beast. But that was not the case.
Yeah, and it was just like huge misdirect. Not mad at the misdirect. I really like the misdirect because it does lead to a better story, in my opinion. Um, the sound design, it feels very much lived in when you like, because you got all of these like jazz songs in the mix of like the soundtrack and shit. A lot of them are ripped straight from the Japanese movie. So there's not like a whole bunch of rewriting there. It's just the ones with lyrics that got rewritten. And like I would use a lot of these songs elsewhere to like make a world feel a lot more alive. And it works. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, so whenever okay, so take a take like a drawing of something, okay?
Okay.
Unless you're like super hyper detailed with it, oftentimes it does not feel as if like actual people or characters would be there. But if you were to like add music to the drawing or like animate the drawing entirely and like give more like life into it, like what you would find in our somewhat world, it makes it feel a lot more alive altogether and like lived in as a world. Still doesn't make sense to you, does it?
No, I guess, like, now I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree or really
How
feel
so?
the sentiment in any way.
How so?
It's not that I actively disagree either. It's just that, like, I don't know. I don't know if the music from this movie would make me more or less believe that a place was real. I don't think it would.
Like, well, it's not necessarily that it's real, it's just that it is a fleshed out world. Like, it's something that you could see characters living in a somewhat normal manner. It doesn't feel
Sure.
like it's forced and shit. It's not necessarily that it's life or like or real life, basically. It's just that it's expanded. It is more like lifelike, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's my thing because I tend to focus a lot on like the background music of things during rewatches, and I watch this movie a lot. And the more that I would look into different scenes, the more I would hear the background music, and it would just like seep in and make the scenes a lot more emotional for the most part.
Yeah.
Uh, like the scene, number one scene that I can give is when Suzu is like staring down at the girl, the popular girl with the saxophone.
Yeah, when she's staring down gaily at her, thinking about how she
You
wants
can
to date her.
you
Yeah.
can say gaily, but it's not. But
Yeah.
the music in that scene that is being played, I have listened to several times on its own, just away from the scene, and I can just always picture that scene in particular, or like those characters that are a part of that scene, and it feels like incredibly memorable just as is. And then you add in the characters on top of that, and it just feels so much like more filled than if there wasn't to be like any kind of music or anything. And like they could have changed that scene and sort of had the same result without the music, and it wouldn't be as memorable to me, at least. That makes sense.
That's fair.
Also, Kayak Club.
Yeah.
kayak
That
club.
guy was interesting.
That guy's based. Also, the fact that you can
I think I
see.
just felt a lot of secondhand embarrassment. I feel that for a lot of anime characters that have this sort of trope, where like one of which ends up being correct, but the other time it's not. When he's like, "Oh, you said you're rooting for me, so that must mean you have a crush on me." It's like, "Oh, buddy, you don't say that out loud, my friend."
Now, what's even funnier is you can catch a mistake that they made when dubbing this scene,
What was the mistake?
like really easily. Dude has a banner that legit in English says canoe
But he says kayak in the
in the
yeah.
scene. Yeah, he says kayak. It's just like that's a mistake, but it's a mistake I'm willing to overlook because they
Well,
get it
because
right.
what he was using was not a canoe; it was a kayak.
He didn't have anything aside from the oar. It was. It's just really funny.
But you don't.
I know
No, I'm stupid. You're.
you can use a kayak oar, but it's not as effective in a canoe as, say, two different people using standalone oars that are being like directly proportional to each side. Canoes are larger. Why the
Yeah.
fuck do I have so much goddamn knowledge on boats?
Well, yeah. Why do you know the fundamental differences between kayaks and canoes and fucking Jesus Christ?
Well, for one, I live in southern Georgia, right next to a state park, and that's one of like the most common things to see people doing around here is going either kayaking or canoeing.
Fair enough.
There is that. I also did follow like professional kayakers for a somewhat bit back in like middle school, so that might just be some repressed knowledge I had.
That's fair. Unless you have any specific discussion points you want to go through, we can start going through wrap up questions.
This is one that I wanted to ask you
Sure.
before, just so that I could hear you explain it, okay?
Okay.
Because I do want to delve into what your answer is somewhat, but it is technically a wrap up question. Okay.
Okay.
What was your favorite, like, specific scene of the movie?
Well, should we talk about our favorite character first and then just transition into that when we're supposed to and then
Maybe, yeah, maybe
get in
that
depth?
that might, yeah,
Okay.
that might be better because I do still want to buy it some more time.
So who is your favorite character?
Um, obvious answer is obvious, Susan.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Like
who else are you gonna fucking pick?
Like
Aside from, like,
maybe if I was being cute, I'd be like, oh, it's the smarmy best friend. Like she's the only other candidate, really. But no, it's Suzu. Like
yeah,
obviously,
it's
she
Susan,
she owned
obviously.
the movie. The movie's about her in a very visceral character sense. And she was a very enjoyable main character to follow. And she was just like a
She
fun,
really is.
awkward little girl going through some shit. And I became emotionally invested in her story, and it was very good.
Yes. Okay, so favorite scene because I want to talk about this a little bit more in detail because there are some like really good scenes on both sides of the coin, that being in the real world and in the world of you. Um, but I want to know what your overall favorite scene was.
See, this is putting a lot of pressure on me because I don't know the answer offhand. I have to think about it, and I don't know how much I'm gonna have to say about it once I do think about it.
I mean, like, there's. I'll go ahead and get mine through just to let you think about it real quick because
Okay.
I can add more on top of what you say. Um, Mine is the second like staged show that Belle has that gets interrupted by the Beast. That whole like sequence of events is just really cool to me. And then watching Belle like leave and chase after them is also incredibly interesting.
Maybe I'm thinking of maybe giving a really basic bitch answer, but now I'm kind of not feeling it. So I'm thinking about maybe something
What
else.
was the maybe answer? Because
Do I want to say it's just the fucking like the obvious like climax scene where Suzu has been unveiled and is now singing her song as Suzu in front of you, and yeah, that scene. You know the one, the
yeah,
climax of the film.
yeah. Honestly, given your like, or given what we've talked about for most of this podcast, I kind of figured you were gonna say the first scene in the school. That's what I thought you meant. Basic bitch answer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was
That
like the
I
setup
don't have
for
much to talk
like
about, but if you say the climax, I have a lot to talk about it.
yeah, like that was obviously the setup and like obviously my little headcanon about this movie being secretly a gay movie starts there. But like in terms of the emotional arc that the film is trying to tell, that's probably a pretty good moment.
Yeah,
Maybe it's hmm. I kind of like when she finally goes to her dad, and it's like the text exchange while she's on the train to fucking Tokyo. Like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
dad, sorry I went to Tokyo without saying anything. By the way, I'm gonna ask you for advice for the first time in 10 years, and we're gonna talk about how my mom's dead.
yeah. Which okay, so on the topic of that scene, real quick,
Sure.
that also felt like a very emotional payoff. At least when I watched it initially. Okay, because there isn't a whole lot of dialogue between her and her dad. It's just like simple things, but you can tell that they're like increasingly distant as is. So having them or having Suzu take the steps to like fix that relationship and get close again with her dad is very much refreshing.
Yeah,
And
I'm
like,
about to probably go get punched by a dad, so I should like at least make peace with my dad before I go get beat up by a third party dad.
yeah, like at least she made peace. At least she was trying to make peace, and she was. I also feel like that might have been a like in case something does happen, I want us to end on good terms type deal. If that
That's
makes
I don't know if Susie was expecting to get murdered when she got
I
there.
don't
I don't know if that
I
went
don't
through her
know, but she
mind.
also doesn't know this man and she is going to protect some kids. So
Like I think she's pretty. I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that this man who is trying to hide this abuse and operate in such a way whereas people around him think that he's innocent would not just murder a female child.
I mean fair. But it's again just a in case something happens or if something else had happened before she could get back on the train to Tokyo
That's
or
fair. I
back
guess if she
home.
just died in Tokyo because she was a 15-year-old girl and didn't know how to stay alive in Tokyo.
Yeah. Like yeah, it's just in case I want to end on good terms. Um uh some more honorable mentions for like some really good scenes in this movie, at least in my opinion. Um what what scene is it called? I call it the Gales of Song scene because that's the title of the song that is playing during that and also being sung. But so the dance that they do in the Beast Castle, I fucking love that scene. Like it's very hard for me not to like a scene like that when I also very much enjoy just about every iteration of that scene that has ever been made in any movie whatsoever. Because
I
like
just thought
you've got
about
the
the scene. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because you've got like the grand hall and shit, and then you've got the two primary characters that are going through, and this had me. This is what had me thinking it was Shinobu for that section of the movie a little bit because we still didn't know who the beast was. And as I like watched through the scene, the more and more I started to think, okay, what's up with Shinobu? What's wrong with this man? And then the scene ends, and holy shit. Like, this scene is so good. It's not necessarily like a favorite scene for me, at least, because it is a Beauty and the Beast movie. It has been done several times, but this is one that kind of sticks out for me, and I like it a lot.
That's fair. I just thought about the scene. This is not my favorite scene at all, but it just came up in my mind while I was thinking about it. This might also be a dub issue. Well, not the fact that it does not get expressly paid off is certainly a movie issue and not a dub issue. But maybe the framing of the actual scene itself is a dub issue, because it definitely is a lot about Shinobu's very poor emotion behind his voice acting. Uh, when Suzu's when they're kind of having like they're like across from each other in a crosswalk with oncoming cars coming between them a bunch. And they each has something to tell the other, and they're too awkward of teenagers to do that. And when Suzu says that she has something to tell him, he's like, "Oh, is it they, Belle?" And she's like, "What the fuck?" And she like runs away and cries about it. But it's like, what the hell was that? We don't even get like. There's not even a scene. You see that, and you expect there to be a scene later when things are less awkward. Like by the way, how did you know? And then Shinobu would
There's
be like,
not.
"Come on," but like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a dub issue because I'm pretty sure it gets mentioned because Shinobu is there right before Suzu leaves. And I remember Shinobu having a line during that and like dialogue with Suzu specifically. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but
they definitely like have exchanges later. Like once the big like Belle climax is occurring, he's the one who shows up and is like, "You got to sing as you," or whatever. But like, there's
there was
never
more.
really there's never really an interaction where it's like, "Hey, when you knew before, how though?"
There's more to that in the sub. I do know that because there was a good like minute or so of dialogue there that I'm pretty sure just got kind of cut because they didn't know what the fuck to do.
I feel like I don't believe you.
Like I
I feel
could
like
just
you're
be remembering
inventing
it
these
wrong.
things.
I could be remembering that wrong, but I remember there being like a little bit more to that conversation than just, oh, you need to sing. There was definitely more.
But I don't think that point is ever directly addressed. Where it's like that interaction where he, in the most like casual, like this is not even like interesting information way possible, he's just like, "Oh, you're Belle."
Yeah, that isn't really how it went in the. Or I do know that's not the specific term or way that it was said at the least in the sub, but then again, I don't remember that scene particularly well.
It's literally like "Oh, you haven't seen My Adventures of Superman yet, right?
Nope.
Do you care if I spoil something a little minor
Watching
thing?"
it tomorrow.
But like this isn't like super important.
Oh, so Lois just goes, "Oh, you're Superman."
No, it's
Or
not
is it Jimmy?
Lois. It's
Or is it
not
Jimmy?
Lois.
Or is it Jimmy?
See, it is Jimmy, because like you knew from the beginning that eventually they were going to figure out the identity thing. Oh boy, and how they do it with Jimmy is Lois already knows. The Lois bit is already done. And Clark is about to like admit it to Jimmy, and before he can, he's like, "Dude, I know you're Superman." Like
Yeah.
this is not some big reveal. You you ripped the doorknob off of our door the day I met you. I know.
One more very weird question.
Yeah.
Since you really seem to like this movie, do you have any plans of covering the movie Nimona
What
at
the
any
fuck
point?
is the movie Nimona?
Nimona is it's a really weird Netflix movie.
Yeah.
about a shapeshifter who befriends a knight that's gay, but in like the best way possible, and then kind of gets adopted by this knight. And I haven't actively seen this movie, but I do know a decent chunk of it. I've been like slowly debating because like I don't really want to watch it if I'm not going to do a podcast on it. But then again, I also kind of want to watch this movie because it does look interesting. I just heard very mixed opinions on it.
Fair enough.
It came out recently. Given the fact you've never heard of it, I take that as you have no plans to cover it.
No.
I might cover it here then.
Maybe. You could.
Unless you just really want to cover it on your show now that you've heard about what the plot is.
No.
Yeah. Kind of figured.
I still haven't given a definitive answer on my favorite scene, and like,
yeah, I just thought about that.
I don't know. It feels like I'm trying to think of like a small interaction that I really liked, but like even the ones that I think about, I'm all immediately like, no, I feel a lot of secondhand embarrassment about part of this. So like,
no, just
I don't want to
okay,
say that's
wait,
my
hold
favorite
up.
scene.
What's the main one that you have like secondhand embarrassment for?
It's just I'm trying to think of like like a kid interaction, and it's all just like the weird like blushy shit. And it's like there's always like some awkward, embarrassing thing that happened, and it's like, this is not my favorite scene because I feel the ick associated with it. But I'll just give it to the climax. Like I guess that's the one I keep coming back to, as generic as it is. Like, it's a payoff to the emotion. It's fucking she overcomes her fears and her inhibitions, and she sings among the masses with her true face. They did
She
it.
gets back her voice.
She got her voice back. That's right.
And to be fair, I really like the setup for why she can't really sing without hiding herself. If that
Yeah.
follows. Like I love that setup with how her mom like was her reason to sing and then her mom passed and she just kind of lost it. But then she regains it in the need to not only protect someone else but also like move on with her life because she doesn't want to let that like control her the way that it has.
I guess there's another big emotional moment is like the oh shit I get it moment about when the mother dies saving the kid. And like at the beginning of the movie, the sentiment that Suzu has about it is like why did she do that? Why did she jump in the water to save that kid? I told her not to go. Why did she do that? But then like as was this after the dad punches her or before? But like at some point,
This was like right before.
this is right before. Okay, at some point when Suzu is on her quest to save the two young abused boys who are being abused by their father, one of which is the real identity of the beast. Uh, she has that like flashback again, and it's like the oh shit, I get it moment.
Yeah.
Like oh, I know why she did it now. Okay.
Yeah, and she's the exact same way and it's like very very good. That's also part of what has me like thinking that or really liking her reconnecting with her dad on the train ride to Tokyo.
Yeah.
That's also what makes me think in case something does happen or like I don't come back, I want to end on good terms and not leave you questioning why I did or what I was doing or why I did this. I want like yeah, I'm not going to explain that because it's like pretty self-explanatory after a certain point of me getting into the sentence.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and I forgot
Um,
about your dumb rating scale. Now we have to rate this out of 100. Uh,
yeah, rated out of 100.
oh boy. I would like to give this a 57.2. No, but
You can't do decimals. That's why it's out of 100 to
true,
avoid decimals.
fair and true. Well, I think my show's rule is just like point fives only. That's the
Mm.
only acceptable decimal is point five.
I know. I just wanted more detail to
Somebody's
it.
like, I did an 8. I want to give it an 8.94. It's like, no, either
No,
give
I
it
like.
an
I'll.
8.5 or give it a 9.
Eh,
But shit,
I know what my answer is.
it's 100 out of 100. I'm sure.
96.
Fair.
Like, I really like this movie. There's some things that I would have personally done differently, but that is also the highest score on my show, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've given a single movie a dedicated 100 so far.
You see, I can't think of an issue with this movie that isn't
Like,
the
I
dub.
don't have.
And I can't just like be like the dub was bad and like include that in my movie score because that wouldn't be fair. Because
Yeah.
that's just the way I watch the movie. That's not the way the movie is necessarily presented. That's not the way the movie was originally produced. So to rate it based on that alone would be silly. Also, I don't hate the dub at all. I just think it's a little bit scuffed. So that would probably affect my score a little bit if I were to not put it away. But I am going to because I feel like it wouldn't be fair. Uh, I can't really think of a lot of flaws this movie has. Like it's very well presented, it's very well done. I guess like some parts of it like kind of dragged a little.
Mhm.
But like overall,
If you give this a 100, I'm going to be very surprised.
I think it's pretty good. I feel like I'm going to give it higher than you because I see less flaw, but like it's not this amazing perfect movie that I like there can't be anything better in this world. Like
And,
it's
like,
very good, but like there's just like some of it is a little awkward, but overall extremely good. I'm probably gonna give it just to be an asshole and just to like try to dick measuring contest crow a little bit here. I'm gonna give it a 97.
okay, so real quick, like, the only minor issues that I have are, like, very small things, and it's only, like, 4 instances that happen. Like,
Oh boy, what are
this
your
could have
give
this
me your
could have
cinema sins rundown of these bad things that
this
happened.
could have just been like a personal issue and not something that was like necessarily on the fault of the movie, and it might be because when I initially watched it, I did watch it on a pirated website that is not the sponsor for today's video, theneb.net.
I would hope that random illegal streaming websites aren't sponsoring our videos.
No, they're not. That was
Especially
a
because we're
joke.
not actually using them, and we're just doing like this joke bit where we pretend to have used them.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah,
totally watched this on a legitimate streaming platform.
Crow has Belle on DVD actually.
I did. I do actually.
Well, there you
I
go.
I bought the like fuck, what was it? It's the metal copy of the
Mm.
DVD. Like as soon as I could get my hands on it from Target. Like that was one of my Christmas gifts. Like right at or like late Christmas gifts. Like right as it came out because I was so excited for this movie and I begged for this fucking DVD. It took me a while to find a DVD player though. I had to special order a DVD player.
Did you also steal the shitty? You did steal the shitty joke wrap up question that I got rid of in issue crew movie reviews, right?
We're not putting that in this movie about children.
Fair. I mean, there weren't only children in the movie.
I mean,
That
fair,
one chick from like the old lady choir, the
bruh.
youngest chick, the youngest chick there besides Suzu, who was like the chick with the black hair and the glasses, who looked fairly young. She was cute. I was into
I
her.
thought you were. I thought you were gonna
The one who
say.
talked about writing the song for the bad boy. She was fine.
I thought you were gonna say the girl from You who was shit talking Belle.
Oh, I forgot about her. Actually, her 1,000%. I
We
forgot
don't know
about
her
her when I
age,
was
so
thinking
I'll
about this
allow it.
question. Yeah, it's definitely her.
Like, we don't know her age, so I'll allow it
Yeah,
here.
she's a celebrity, probably like a real one, who's an
Maybe.
adult in the world.
Now,
But
okay, since we're going through with this, I will also allow like avatars to be separate from like
just so you can
the
say Belle,
characters.
just so you can say Belle,
Yeah,
fair.
that fucking red dress. Like, and now the other thing of this was when I watched this movie, I deadass thought Belle was within my fucking age range for the most part. Because again, watch this like end of junior year going into senior year.
You know
Or
what?
like in
Fuck
the
you. You know what? Fuck you. I'm not gonna be a pussy. I don't care about the canonical ages of fucking anime characters. They're not real. I can imagine them being whatever age I want because they're fake. I'm gonna say the popular chick. What was her name? Ruka? Yeah, she was cute.
that just makes this even funnier. Because Riely went from I'm gonna be sensible to I'm gonna be a pedo.
Fuck your. It's fake. They're all 18 in my mind because they're fake.
Riely went from Riely deadass just went from fucking I'm gonna be sensible about this to I'm a pedo.
It's not true. No, it is legitimately brain dead to claim that being into high school anime girls makes you a pedophile. Like
No,
this is not even
that's
like
the joke.
the
That's
like
the joke, Riely. Because you've got all these other fucking accusations about other shit, though.
that's true. Like the deeper shit, like that's when it becomes like a more of a deep debate. Like when you're dealing with like young children in anime, but like just a fucking like, oh, if your waifu's 16, you should go to jail. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Who cares?
I don't really care. I just said that, or I mostly made that just to avoid getting fucking canceled on fucking YouTube or whatever the
If
fuck.
you want
If
to
anybody
cancel
found this,
us, go ahead. I've got
I'm
my.
just
I'm waiting for you in the fucking field. I was wearing a tank top earlier, but now I've thrown it to the ground, and now I'm ready to fight you. Anybody who wants to cancel me, the shirt off. We're fighting.
me still in my tank top, not really caring at this point.
You better throw that tank top to the ground, son. It's battle time.
Oh my god! At least you're not wearing football shoulder pads.
True.
I don't know how they'd fit over your head.
I hate you.
Fat joke for the win.
Thank you for listening
Okay,
to the Crow's Nest podcast.
thank you for listening, guys. I've been Crow. Riely, where can our listeners find you?
It's in the description twice. Linktree. Oh no! Fuck! Okay, bye. Goodbye, everybody. We gotta stop like right now before
What?
more shit happens. Bye.
What?
Craig and Gyark are both being stupid.
Oh fuck. Okay. Find me on Linktree in the description. Find it. Okay. Talk to y'all later, guys. Bye.